And so, guys, we are going to go ahead and start off here with some college basketball prop bets we are getting some kind of strange edges, I would say, with these college basketball prop bets. If we could, I would want to wait until we get some underdog prop bets for these. If we are going to get them, we don't always get them on a smaller slate for college basketball, so it is tough to say for sure whether or not we're going to get them. But we're seeing Micah Peavy for over his fantasy score. I don't know. I'm looking at this and it feels, I'm going to bet it. It feels fine. You look at the average sportsbook line really likes the over, but it seems like a big prop line difference compared to the average sportsbook line. So to me, I'm reading that and I'm seeing probably just not getting enough sportsbook data coming in there just yet, which kind of is what it is. I didn't want to wait too long to release this video. It's still pretty late in the day when I'm going to upload this video, which again, guys, I do that for you guys. I want to give you guys the best bets possible each day. It's kind of a mental struggle for me, honestly, there, because I know like each hour that ticks off, I'm like losing views, which then loses subscribers, which then honestly loses dollar money and then less memberships. It's just not like it's a weird balancing act there because I really just care about giving the best picks possible. And it's just a weird balancing act. So looking at it, I do, if preferred, I would want to wait and see if we're getting underdog lines for these. And so maybe you guys can wait, maybe not, but these are kind of the two top prop bets that we were getting. Micah Peavy for over his fantasy score and then Owen Freeman for under his fantasy score. Again, I do kind of want to wait and see if we are getting different lines there because those are off by a decent amount. Then looking at another one, so we do have maybe a little bit of a game stack here with Iowa where my guess is that Vegas is expecting this game to be a little bit lower scoring or maybe even a blowout to the point where Freeman and Sanford are not going to get their normal minutes. Thus, they're going to get their under fantasy score. That's kind of my guess there. And then another one there for college basketball that we were getting, Eric Dixon for under his points and rebounds. That's a pretty solid one, guys. It's at 29.5. The projection data likes the under at about 28.5. And so about a 54% edge for the under regardless. The projection data, obviously just looking at the average sportsbook line. So three pretty good college basketball prop bets. As it sits right now, if you guys are looking for just a pure kind of Flex Friday slip, if you want to run those four out as a Flex Friday slip, that's not typically something I would recommend, but it is something you can go ahead and do. And so with that, let's go ahead now and jump on into some basketball prop bets, guys. I want to show you guys some of these Orlando bets that we are getting because Orlando's in an interesting spot because they get a matchup here with Boston, which is going to be a game that is going to be most likely going to end up being a blowout. Okay, in this game, we're going to see they are 13.5-point dogs. Okay, so chances are this game could be a blowout. And if that does end up happening, these two prop bets that I kind of like are going to be two prop bets that do not hit. It's kind of a weird balance now. So looking at, guys, we got KCP for over his fantasy score. Now, even when you adjust for the kind of tougher matchup and maybe the potential loss of minutes, his over fantasy score is a pretty solid bet. We see the game log a little bit streaky. And again, that's kind of dependent on the minutes. We haven't projected to get 30 minutes in this game. And if he does get that, we should be good to go. Against Boston earlier on, 34 minutes in that game and 28 fantasy points in that game. So he is kind of dependent on this game. If he plays well, the over should be a way to go. And then looking at Cole Anthony as well, basically the same exact thing. So he is someone that has seen his minutes bump recently. Now, earlier on in the season, he wasn't getting that much run. That's because Orlando was healthy. Now they're still a little bit banged up. And so we've seen an increase in usage and an increase in minutes. I do want to call out a couple things here, though. He could get into foul trouble. We look at the last game, guys. He did get into foul trouble there. And I would argue that's kind of why he struggled. So interesting lines there for KCP and also Cole Anthony. To me, those are the top two prop bets on the board. But also, they're two bets where I would rather pair them together, if anything, okay? Because either this game's going to be a little bit closer than Vegas thinks, and we're getting an edge that way, and the way it's close is because these two go off. So if these data points are correct more so than the spread, we should be good to go. Now, the opposite side of that, we do see a decent bet there for Jonathan Isaac under fantasy score. So weird balancing act there with some of the NBA prop bets, but then let's just go ahead and zoom out real quick. Are we getting any hammer bets? It's too early to get any lock bets. We're not even getting any hammer bets. So again, still kind of a tight board as it sits right now. Any great bets? We are seeing some of these here. Yeah, nothing too crazy, guys. Anthony Black over fantasy scores kind of popping up here. And again, it kind of just depends on whether or not the game stays close. As minutes seem it might be a little bit too low. So I don't know if that would correlate, though, with KCP and also Cole Anthony. I don't think it would. So slight issue there. But also decent bets, nothing too crazy in terms of us getting a significant edge, though. And golly jeepers, guys, we are getting more fantasy score prop bets from when I started this video. I do intentionally kind of do this video when I can. I try to hold off again as long as possible here in hopes that we get more prop bets. So again, I'm going to go and refresh this data here. You guys won't notice the difference, but while I'm doing that, right here, guys, leave a like on the video. That does help out a lot. I'm going to refresh this, so it's going to take a little bit longer for this video to get out. Apologies, but hopefully it'll be worthwhile. Okay, so not exactly worthwhile there. We are getting a couple. So we'll talk about Gabe Vincent here. So he is someone that is projected as under fantasy score. We can see across the board, this is a bet that seems to be a pretty solid bet. We are going to notice, besides his last game against Miami, really been consistently getting the under fantasy score here. So that also bodes well for us. I like that aspect there for Gabe Vincent. We are seeing Colin Sexton. I'm not getting there. I don't want to bet this. He's just hit or miss. It's a good matchup. I don't want to bet his under rebounds here. And we are seeing kind of some differing lines coming in on him. So yeah, I don't feel the need to get there with him. Rudy Gobert a little bit under fantasy score, but now we're getting a little bit too low here with some of these bets. But let's take a peek here. Are we now getting any hammer bets? We are getting a hammer bet, maybe two. Let's see. Okay, Gabe Vincent under fantasy score, and then Noah Clowie for over points, 10.5. Decent bet there. Interesting. So maybe, I know Sleeper does some discounts today. Maybe they have their line set at 10.5. That could be a good bet to pair with any discounts there as well. So I think we got a good base of what we're going to be looking at here for some prop bets for Flex Friday. Let's go ahead and give you guys that slip. But again, guys, if you want to access to any of the tools that are available on 9to5sports.com, make sure to head on over there, guys. You guys can get access to all the tools by clicking on the plans and pricings tab. Everything included on the website is available for $10 a month. There are guaranteed tools all the way from the prize picks tab and up. So we got a lot of fantasy golf tools that are mixed in there. As well, we have some bonus tools that I make available because, well, I can do it and it doesn't adjust the cost for you guys. I don't have to up the membership prices. So good stuff there. So now, guys, going ahead and getting into the 9to5 bet of the day today. I do want to call out that I'm going to be running this slip out here. But again, it really just depends on when you guys are placing a bet slip. If you guys are a 9to5 member, just be checking out the cheat sheet, making sure we are getting the best bets, specifically for these two. If we are getting, differing lines for underdog, just be aware of that. Just double check it. But I do like the idea of stacking these two together. That's part of it. And then same thing here with Cole Anthony and KCP. Like the idea that we can stack those two together and kind of, in a weird way, have a good correlated bet slip there with those two, where college basketball bets, pairing those two up together with a less desirable game, and then kind of the opposite there for Orlando, where maybe the game ends up being a little bit closer. Now, if you guys disagree with the Orlando prop bets or even the Iowa prop bets, you could then toss in Gabe Vincent in there for under his fantasy score. Maybe you could have done that with Eric Dixon as well. Obviously, the Gabe Vincent right now under fantasy score is one of the better prop bets that we have on the board there as well. If you guys want to run out a 5-slip bet and take out these two and toss in Gabe Vincent in there, you could do that as well. All right, guys, that's going to be all for this video. Again, give a like to the video. That helps out a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all the tools for just $10 a month. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. Happy Friday. And as always, let's keep cashing.